Hey guys, my name's Lane. Allow me to introduce you to OrgDB, the database that's transforming people ops at organizations everywhere. So I don't know how many of you have worked at large companies, but keeping track of who's who and who they roll up to, putting a face to a name, it's just kind of an insane task in a 50,000 person company, let alone a growing, accelerating startup where you're just seeing new faces in the hallway every time. And even if you do manage to, figure out who's who, what projects are they working on? How does that contribute to the strategy? And does that get diluted um, as strategy gets passed down the ladder? So it turns out there's actually a concept for this at which point a culture falls apart. It's called Dunbar's number. So the maximum number of relationships, number of people you can have in your life, is 147. And at that point, that's really when the culture starts to fall apart. So here's the heart of the product itself. It's kind of insane. A it's a real-time visualization of a graph database called Neo4j, built in Python, and I've went in Django and given all of these things relationships to each other. So these are all live objects that have been saved in the database. So here we've got an employee that is reporting into the wrong manager, and I can open up that record, and I can see all the information about him. I can change it. I could add him to a new department, give him some hirelings, add a boss. So I'm going to add the right boss, and I'm going to make sure that he leaves his old boss and he leaves his old department, and he joins the new boss. So let's see what that looks like. You've got confirmation that all those actions have gone through, and if I come back to the visualization, you can see he's now rolling into Stefan. These are all my friends in Iceland that work in our bioinformatics solutions. So the grand vision of this is really to enable, you have cells, and cells roll up to be organs, right? And organs form organ systems, but above organisms, there's not really much. And the way that we communicate with each other it's still very primal. So I just think we can do much better. Like LinkedIn created they networked to the entire professional world, and what have they done with it? Just nothing. They sell access to salespeople and recruiters, right? So I think if we turn this into an open source community, we can just do so much more. So the next step for this would be building an API, but I'm at the point or layering on a bunch of analytics to see the flow of communications between people. But I'm at the point where it's time to step out of the garage and see what people want. Should I get a few customers on this? Should I go full open source and start bringing it around to conventions? Just looking for some guidance. Thanks.